After this, we have to design this register part. So this is the registration part, and here we'll design the registration part. So if you go to register, for example, register, then you can see this is simply register from this actually. So we will design this page right now. So here actually we will implement another npm package, so that would be react from hook. React from hook, you will search this and we have already installed it, you just have to use it. So actually using this you can easily get from data easily. So you can hit this get started, and at first you have to just include this import option. So import use from at the top, I'm just including there, and then we will call this to thing. Actually we'll call this to thing, copy it and paste it here. So this is the basics on. Okay, so if you have done this, let's design this page. Actually this page will be similar like this. So let me go to login page, sorry, register page. Okay, at first let me going to login page. Here is login button. If you just click sign up, then we'll design this page something like this. Okay, so this is our demo, what we are going to do here. So at first here what we have to do, we have to define a class name, and this class name will be flex by default, and then we'll have justify center, then we'll have item center, on padding top will be 14, and basic gray will be 100 or something like this. So this is a basic styling. Let me check it. So here is the thing. After this, inside this we don't have this text. Actually we will have another div. Inside this div we will have a h2, and containing these, actually maybe it's containing please register this text. Actually let me keep it here, and we'll add some class name here. So that's why here we'll have class name of text free excel, then we'll have font bold, then we'll have text center, then we'll have margin bottom 6. Okay, so that is the thing. Here we can add some class name. So let me add class name of busy white, then we'll have p8, that means padding 8 rounded lg, and shadow will be empty. So that's it. Let me check it here. This is the please login button page. Actually after this h2 actually will have a form. So here from data or something like this, adding a comments. So at first we'll have from, and we don't need on actions, so we'll remove these actions. So if you check these websites actually, then you will see here you will have a form with on submit. You will have to include on submit on this form. So I am just including on submit here. So after doing this, inside here you can see here actually the way is you have to include this. Actually you have to include dot register, then you will have a name field, and then you will define its required true. Okay, so that is the thing. At first we'll take a div, and in this div actually we will have another div, and after then we'll have a label. So this label for its actually name, so let me just do it this way. So inside these actually we'll have an icon. So for this icon we can use AI outline users icon, outline users. So it's actually not available. Let me check it on React icons. So that would be outline user icon, something like this. So maybe let me check which icon. This icon is this icon. We will copy this. You can include it at the top. So let me include it at the top. Then we will have to copy this and keep it here. Actually after then we can just include a name. So this will be name. So let me check it how it's going. So here is something like this. We will have to add some styling. So in this div actually we'll have class name, that would be flex, item center, and gap will be 5. Okay, after then this div contain a class name of mb4, and on this level actually we'll have class name. We'll define that will be block, then text gray 700, something like this, and then that would be font bold, and mb will be 2. Okay, so let me check it how it's going. So this is something like this, and on this here on this icon we'll define inline block, then we'll have a margin m bright to mb1, then we'll have text lg. Okay, let's check. Now it's in line. You can see this is similar like this. So after this you need to have a field. So that's why after this input, actually after this label we'll have a input field, and this will be a type text. Then the name will be, we don't actually need this, actually keep it that. Here we will define placeholder. So placeholder will be enter your name, and then we'll just include this register here. From here you can see it's actually will be something like this. Okay, we'll keep it there. And it says, instead of this, if you check your data, for example, if you go to your backend folder and here's users, then you can see it's actually name will be the user. So the field will exactly the same. That will be, sorry, that will be where, from where we are just doing, from where instead of example required we defined it name. So that is the field that is actually matched on our users data. I provide that data on the backends, so you can check the GitHub repository of the backend. And then what you have to do here, you need some styling. So that's why what we can do, let me close all the unnecessary stuff. So it's a little bit complicated, I just keep it simple. So here we'll add some class name. So let me add class name. Class name will be w full, then border gray 300, then by default border rounded empty, then py will be 2, px will be 4, focus outline none, and then focus will be ring, then we'll have focus that would be border blue 300. Okay, something like this. So let me check it. Here when you click, this is the focus this is the focus blue colors, actually that is applying for this ring blue colors. Okay, so this first div is done. After then you can see here is another div that is for email. We can just simply copy this div. Actually we can just simply copy this whole div. Let me format this code. We can just copy it and paste it again to change it, and here we'll change, it will be email. So sorry, it will be email. So I will keep it email, and we have to need to change the this, that would be AI outline. Instead of users it will be email, or that would be mail or something like this. Okay, and instead of name it will be email. You can just check the data, so that would be name email. So it will be exactly the same thing. We'll define enter your email address. Okay, something like this. Let me check it. Here you can see this is name field and this is email field. Okay, so after these actually we'll have to design another two. So that's why we can simply copy the whole div. So let me close this div, and then we can copy entirely this div. Okay, if we copy this, so this is the done. Here we need to make changes based on our code. So here let me check, that would be password confirm password. So here at first let me copy the close the first one. So after doing a copy, here we'll have password, and require will be, here we'll have, so let me check, here is not the password field, we didn't capture, but we need password field here. So that's why we'll define, that would be password, and here this will be password field. Okay, the first one is done. And instead of, here you can just define enter password. Okay, so the first one is okay. Then we'll have the second one. Here we'll include confirm password, and we need to define confirm password, and here that would be confirm password. Okay, so if you check right now, you can see this is password confirm password, and we need to change the icons. But before that, maybe here we did a little mistake. So here is name, here that would be it's for email, AIL. Then the type will be email type, and then this is HTML for password, this is for confirm passwords. We need to change that on, so that would be here we will include a lock icon, so that would be lock icon. And here we also need lock icon. Okay, let me check it. So it's actually lock icon similar like this. Then we'll have phone and photo URL. So that is the similar one that we did. We can just simply copy it again, and this time here we'll have, instead of password, we'll have phone number, and we will add an icon something like this, outline phone. Then here we'll define, that would be, let me check, phone. Then we can make that would be type will be telephone. And after then what we can include, so this is done. After then we'll have photo URL, so this one will be photo URL, photo URL. And here it will be picture. Then it will be, let me define photo URL. We'll define photo URL, and we don't make it required, actually we'll make it optional, so that's why we'll remove this. Okay, so I think here we need a little bit change, so that would be photo URL. Okay, so something like this, let me check it, photo URL. So this block is done right now, check it. So where at here we'll have to change the field, so that would be, here we'll define photo URL. Here we'll have phone number, then we need to change confirm password, so that would be confirm password. And here we can just define some a little bit extra information, so that would be, we'll do validate. So after these, actually after required true, we can just define validate. The validate will be, it's a value. Then we'll define value equal, that would be password, otherwise password doesn't match, password does not match. Okay, here we can just do a optional thing. Here we'll define, it will be password, type will be password, and we also make it, the type will be password. Okay, so I think it's almost okay. After then, the last thing is that we will have gender selection and address selection, but you can just do this step. Okay, let me just do it. We can just do it here. After this div, let me close this div, and here is another div. We can just close the above on. Okay, we can just keep it some gap. So after these, actually we can just define another div, and here we'll have the same way, we'll have a label, we will have a, okay, keep it the whole thing. We can just copy this, and inside this div, actually we can keep it. At first, on the label we will have gender, and it would be user, and HTML4 will be gender. Okay, and if you check here right now, you can see it's a gender, but we don't keep it this. We will just define drop downs menu. So that's why here actually we don't include input. Here we'll have select. We'll have select, and we don't need ID or name here. So how you can actually use a select? So if you just here, if you just go to advanced, then if you scroll a little bit, so why is something, wait, you will find select options. Let me show you from here. Maybe we can just hit get started, and if you scroll a little bit, then you can find this is the select options. So we can just simply copy this whole thing. You can simply copy this whole thing and paste it here actually. So that would be for select. You can just see here we define require gender, and that would be, we can also define it will be required, that would be true. Okay, so here you can see we will have some options, and we can add some class name here. So let me add class name. We'll define this w full class. W full will define border, then we'll define border gray 300, then we'll have rounded empty, let empty, then we will have py2 px4, then we'll have focus outline none, then we'll have focus ring, focus ring, focus border blue, border blue 300. So let's check. Here we'll have drop downs, and you can see by default is female, male, and others. So you can just make it more like it. You have to capitalize it. So here we'll have female, you will have male, you will have others, and you can just define a default one. So that's why here you will have a option, and the value will be empty, and here we'll define select select gender. Okay, so similar like this, you can see by default it's select gender, and you can select any of this similar like this. Okay, after these actually we will have address, and that would be same thing. We can just simply copy this, paste it here, and we'll have, instead of gender we'll have address, then instead of this we will have another icon. So that would be, let me define map or something. Let me check if it's the map. So it's actually not the map. So let me install map, something like this, hi outline. Okay, include, let me check where is the map icon, outline location. So we can just keep this this type of map, and simply copy it. Can just, let me keep the text, we'll have to import it. It's actually not automatically imported, so that's why we'll copy the whole thing, keep it at the top. And right now you can see it's we have to change the text. The text will be its address, And here we don't need the select options, we can just include a text area. So that's why after label we will replace it with a text area. So that would be text area, and here we'll have the same field, we'll have a register field. Can just copy this from here. Instead of this we'll have address. You can check this dash1 file, so that would be address. After then we need to define row, so the rows will be 3. We'll have placeholder, the placeholder will be enter address, and finally we will have a class name. The class name will be the same class name, so that we include here. Actually the same thing, we'll paste it here. So let me check. Here is the address. After then the final one is we have a register button. And so after this, actually after this div, let me close this div, and finally we'll have a div. So this div contains a button. The button will be register button, and we'll define here type will be submit type. Then we will have class name busy secondary. Then we will have hover busy red 500. Then we'll have text white py2 px4. Then finally rounded md. So let me check it. Here is we need to make it center, so that's why here on this div actually we'll define class name text center. Let me check. Now it's on center positions. So here if you want to catch error, you can just check a error block here. We can keep it error, so that would be, I'm just defining its error first. Errors dot password. If any passwords happen, then here we'll define a div, so that would be rendering a paragraph tag. So here we'll define, we can just define incorrect password or password doesn't match or something like this. Password doesn't match or something like this. You can just show any error if you want, so it's not actually a big deal. You can just define a class name, though that class name will be text red, that would be 500. Then we will have text sm w full, and finally margin top will be on. So that is the thing. And after this form, actually after this form we'll have a p tag, and we'll define already, we can just, let me copy this from here. Already this here we'll define a link components. Let me define link, that would be this. We can just define 2, so that 2 will be slash login. Okay, so we can just define the class name. Here we'll define class name text center, and margin top will be 4. So let me check it. Here link is not imported, we have to import link. Actually import link from React router DOM. So this link will be this way. Okay, I think everything is fine. And here, if anyone, here we can just define a class name. The class name will be underline text secondary. Okay, let me check it. There is something like this. If you need a space, you can just define a space here, or you can just define margin left, so that would be 1. Okay, so if anyone click here, he will be on login page. If anyone click here, he will be on register page. So you can see it's actually working. So if it's working here, there is another thing, so you will include this Google login. So that's why here we'll close this form tag. After then we will have this div, and finally, so after this form, after this p tag, actually we can just import Google. Let me just open that components first. So Google login, here we will define Google login. Okay, so if you do this, let me check here, everything is fine. So let's try to cache the data. So that's why we will define it this way. Here this is console, and what we will do here, we'll have on submit, and we can just make it in 2 lines. So that would be something like this. If you console anything here, you can just get, for example, let me add some data. Here the password will be 12345 12345. Photo URL will be a random photo URL. Let me choose and click this. Then it says passwords is not defined. So why is actually passwords not defined? It refines error. It's actually not validated. Here we have to check the password is not defined. So here actually there is a mistake. Let me include this thing. So where is the issues? We'll have the second block. So this is maybe password. Here type will be password. This is password, and this block confirm password. Let me format this code. The first one will be required password, required true. Then it will be confirm password. Type will be password, placeholder confirm passwords, required true, and the validate will be value, something like this, value equal either password is this password. Okay, click here. Password is not defined. Why actually password is not defined? Let me define 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Hit register, clear everything. It's actually not defined. Why? Let me check, try to console it. Data dot password, and we can just console log confirm password, validate field. Here is an issues, so let me check. Apply validations. Oh, actually it's not working. Let me delete this for now. We'll just cut it for now. I will include it a little bit later, but wait. If we just make sure we are getting the data, submit. in promise. Why actually not defined? Something 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 photo URL, gender, submit. Okay, the first password is getting, so that is 1 2 3 4 5. And why the second password? That is confirm password. That's just confirm password. Let me try again. So it's actually having this. So if the two password is same, then what you will do here, you will have to make a validation. So that's why here we'll have validate. That would be something like this. Let me try. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so I think it's fine. And if you have here, you can simply define password, otherwise password not matched, password is not defined. So here is what the mistakes actually. We can just define data.password or something like this. Here the issues is that data is not defined. Okay, we got that. Here let me just do it. Password, and here we'll have to define const password, and that would be watch. And here we'll get define password, and then comma will be empty. So that will be now work. Let me refresh it again and input all the informations. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Here photo URL, then we'll have all of this stuff. You can see it's fine. But if you make any mistakes, so for example here I just provide incorrect thing, define, it's actually not submitting. If any errors happens, it will just define an error. But why this error is not loading? Okay, let me define it something like this. Okay, look, now it's actually showing. If everything is there, it's actually look, the password doesn't match. If you just provide correct password, submit, then it's actually working. So what you actually do at the beginning of this register, sorry, at the beginning of this on submit, we'll have to set error. So this is set error is there, we have to include, we'll have to extract it, set error. So we'll call this set error here, and we'll make it at the beginning it's empty. Okay, so after then we don't need to do this. We will just define toast, or we don't need, we can just call the sign up. So before that, let me include here, let me format this code, and at the beginning we can just define const navigate equal use navigate from React Router DOM. After doing this, we need to define const sign up. So if you check user context, so where is actually auth context? If you check here sign up, so if you make sure sign up, and here that will be use context, and here we'll define auth context, and we need to set here, we'll have data dot email, and then we'll have data dot password, Then we'll define then block. What we will do, we will define a credential. So we can just define that would be result, and here we'll have something like this. We'll have const user equal result dot user. Then if user found, we will define, we will just call another one. So that would be this update user. So we'll call it, we'll just destructure it from here. We'll call from here, we'll just return user update, and here we'll pass data dot name. We'll have data dot photo URL. So let me just, where is the photo URL? Phone number, this is photo URL. Then we'll have a then block. Then we'll have something like this, curly braces, and we'll define const user imp. So that would be curly braces. Name will be username equal user dot display name, user dot email, and photo URL will be dot photo URL, and role will be users. Gender will be data dot gender. Then we'll have phone number will be data dot phone. Address, so address, let me check where is the address field. Maybe here is the address. So this is address. Address equal data dot address. We'll have to define a comma here. So finally, if everything is fine, then we can just move. Okay. So after this temp, we'll have if user dot email and user dot display name. Then we can simply return, we can just define xjuice. We'll have to import xjuice. Then we can just define dot post method, and here we'll have to define the new user. So where is the new users? Here, if you just check your backend code, we will create a new user. So this is the route, and as we're using xjuice.post, so we'll have to include something like this. We'll have the complete on, we will include, we'll have a slash, then we'll have new users, and we will pass here user inf. So after doing this, we'll have then here we'll have something like this. We'll define navigate. So navigate will be something like this, and then finally, if we have this, then we can just define catch dot catch. We'll have error, so we'll define throw new error, that would be error. Okay, that is the thing. So this then block, let me format this code for now. So after this, then we can just define catch block, and that would be same thing. And here we can just simply define set error, and that would be error dot code. And finally we'll have throw an error, throw new error, so that would be error. Okay, so that is finally done. Okay, let me try it. We will refresh everything, and this time we'll just define a users by my name, and here we'll define password we'll define as the enter. And okay, let me refresh it. Why it's actually not fixed? At the beginning we'll have to, let me define it. We can just destructure it from here. We don't need to define set error by this way. Here it's actually not set. Okay, so what we will do, if successfully done, here after navigate we can just define set error, that would be empty. Okay, let me define all of this stuff. We'll define password, a photo URL, then is the enter. Then if we hit this register button, okay, you can see it's redirect to the home page. If you check, it's actually redirected to the home page, so that's why I can see it's okay. So if you go to the users, let me refresh this page, then you can see a user is created with this name. You can see this is my name, this is gender, this is phone number, this is locations, and this is my image. So if you have this, you can just try to log in with your accounts. So for this, actually to log in, you can just define login page, and here email, and you can just define password. Let me define password, and we can just inspect it, so that if any error happen, we can just check that. If you just click login, it says okay, it says actually here not found. It's actually redirecting when successful. If we check our login page, then look, if if login successful, we are redirecting to the dashboard. So that's why it's actually redirecting to the dashboard. But if you simply define here, let me just clear it and define root. So if it's successful, let me try again. Here I will put email and password. If try to log in with a wrong password, look, it's actually an error. Here is an error, you can see. But let me clear all of this stuff, and this time I will choose a correct email, and it will redirect to the home. It's actually redirecting to the home sections. So that's why you can say it's actually working. So here we can add a little bit. Let me keep it here. We can just show an alert first. The alert will be login successful, and then we can just redirect to there. Okay, so let me try again. We'll go to the login page, and we'll define email, we'll define password, click log sign in. You can see login successful, and then it's redirect to the dashboard page, because we are going to define dashboard here. Actually we can just going to define dashboard here. Okay, so we have login page done, and now what if we just try to go back to the home page, and then we will go to class sections, and here you can see we will have a button. And right now if you inspect, you can see we are just getting a objects. wait, and it's actually the current login users. You can see this is the current login users that is still login, and you can see this is phone number, this is image, and all of the stuff is there based on these users. Okay, so if you have what, you can just do it. If you just right now, if you just click this select, then you can see acknowledge true. If acknowledge true, it's actually this item is added. So if you check this cart items, then you can see this is my last id, so this is email and this is a class id, so it's actually adding. But if you try again, let me clear, click again, it's actually not added twice. So let me check it. So right now we'll have 3 items. Refresh it, it's still 3 items, but the toaster is not working. Why? We'll have to check that issues, how to fix that. So from here we'll go to classes, that would be classes, and here we'll use toaster, but this toaster is not working. Why? Actually we can do it instead of this way. Whenever where we use toaster, instead of this, we can just show an alert. Let me show alert instead of toaster. Here we'll define alert. Okay, so I'm doing it so that it's actually show alerts if anything added. We can just keep it. Let me remove this toaster, we don't like to use that. So dot then here we'll define alert. Okay, so everywhere I just define its alert. We'll define we'll define an alerts, add it to the cart. Okay, let me delete this for now. Okay, so this time clear it. If you select, look, already selected. So if already selected, it's actually not added. So if I refresh, it's actually look only 3 items there. If you try to add the second one, click here, your key added to the cart, so it's actually added to the cart. If you click again, it's already selected, it will not select again. You can just try to 1000 times, but it will say it's actually added. So if you check, we will have only 4 items, only 4 items. So at these positions, actually you can be a little confusion. So that's why what I will do, I will make this functionality, this add to cart functionality, added to the cart, this functionality will make again. So that's why what I will do, I will just delete this handle select. And if you just check here, you can see here is an handle select on this button. You can see this is the button. When you hover, you can see a button is there, so that's the button. Here in this button, actually we will have handle select. We will just create a handle select button here. That's why here we'll define const handle select, and it will receive, look, it will receive an id. So that's why here we'll define it will receive an id, and then we will just, I'm just doing it again so that your confusion will be clear here. Okay, so here at first we'll just console log the id. Okay, let me try to check it. Here if we inspect, let me refresh, everything is fine. Here if you click any one, then you can see you are getting an id. This information is from actually 11 number line. So here you can see there is, where is 11th number line. So here you can just console log it. You can just right now we can just remove that. So you can see, refresh again, if you click, you can just get this id. If you click another one, then you can just get another id. Okay, so let me check, this id is always difference. Okay, so if you have those functionality, then what the next step is, look, we can just comment out this. After then at the beginning we'll have to call execute secure. So execute secure, we have imported it here. You can see execute secure, and here we'll check if any users any class is in enrolled. So that's why here we'll define execute dot get method, and here we'll have a path. This path will be dynamically, so that's why we'll define slash. And for this, if you check your index.js file for the these actually, if you just search enrolled classes, you will find something like this. You will find this route, so you will copy this route and here you will paste it. And look, here is an email, so that's why we need to change this email. We will just dynamically pass our email. So the email will be here. You will see there is a current user, so this is current users. So inside this current users, you can see if you just console log this current users, let me here current user, you can just do this way. Okay, so now if you just let me refresh it, then you can see current users is these users, and if you just try to console log his email, so that would be email. So right now we can see current user's email is this email user. So if you have, you can simply pass this to these positions. You will copy this and then you can just pass it here. As we are working types, we are working for safety, we will define a optional chaining here. So at first we will check if any users is enrolled. If this users is enrolled on this class, then we will have a dot then. Here we'll have phrase and we'll just define set class. So that would be set enrolled class. You can see here we define set enrolled class and that would be empty, and we'll define here brace dot data. Okay, you can just format this code, Control Shift F. So after this we can just define a dot catch. So it's for catching the error, so that would be console log. And finally here that would be an error. Okay, error handling. So this is the simple stuff. After having this, what we will check, if not current users, so if their current users is not available, what we will do, we'll define a return. So that would be here we'll define please login first. We'll show an alert, so that would be please login first. Okay, so for this, if you want to check, here is email is not defined, so that's why the email is not defining. We can just comment out this now, or you can simply this doing this. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, fine. So this time what you have to do, if this users is logged in, but what if we just clear the users from here, let me delete this. Now if you refresh, then you can see current user is empty, so there is no users. So if you try to add to cart, then it will say please log in first, and then you can just redirect to the login page. So here simply you can just just to do it here, you can just define, you can just show alert first. Let me show alert first and then return to navigate. Did you define navigate? Use navigate. Yeah, don't do did it. We can just define const navigate equal use navigate, and here we'll define this. We can just call the navigate here. Simply we'll return to the login. Okay, so let's try again. Here the current user is not available. If you click, then it will say please log in first. If you click OK, then it will redirect to the login. So if you have an users, let me try to do this. Here I'm just trying to log in using a email accounts. So now users is login. If you go here and let me just try to again, if you click here, it's actually not doing anything because it's actually set it. So if you show an alert, then that would be shown there, but as we don't did that, so that's why it's actually not redirecting the page. Okay, so it's actually working. After this, what you will do, we'll call execute secure, and then we'll define another get method. So we'll try to get, and here the path will be, we can just check this way. Here we'll define cart item, and this is the id. You can just copy this, you can just define template string, you can just copy this. Here we'll have a dynamic id, so that's why we'll have dynamically we'll have the id. After then we will define a query request. So if you check here, you can see we're just getting an email on query. So how you can just define to you can just define this. Actually, to define this, you have this way. For example, if you have cart item, then have an specific id. After then you can just define email, then you have a specific email. For example, this email you can include, sorry, can include this email this way. Actually that would be the specific path. So you can see here we will just define this way. We will have a email, and that email will be with a option. So let me define this. So email, instead of this email we will use dynamic email. So that would be $ current users underscore email. Okay, after then we will have a then block. In this we will have a response. So here what we will do, we'll check if response dot data dot class id, and that is equal id, then we will define a return. So the return will be, we'll define a alert. The alert will be already selected, okay. So actually we will get items, cart items by this email. So if we get any cart items already added, then we'll define already selected, then we'll define already selected. Otherwise we'll check another one. So else if we'll define, we will actually filter here, we will find. So enrolled classes dot find operation, here we will check item. Every time we'll get an item, we check item dot classes dot underscore id, then we'll check if this id equal the id of the current id. Then if you have, what we'll do, we'll define a return here. We'll make sure and return that would be alert already enrolled. And finally, if it's not happened, we'll define else. This else will be, we'll just define a variable here. So that would be const data, and this data will just have value. So that would be class id, that would be this id of this product. Then we will have user mail, that would be current users dot mail. Then we will have date, that would be new date. Okay, so when we have data, then we can just call execute secure, and we can just post it. So here we'll call execute secure, then we'll define post method, and here where we'll post, look here, to post this we'll have add to cart. So add to cart, here you can see we'll have a add to cart, we'll post it there. So that's why we'll define this, and we'll pass data, and then we'll define dot then block. Here we'll define res, and that would be something like this. Here we'll define alert, add to, added to the cart successfully, added to the cart successfully, or you can just define successfully, sorry, you can just define successfully added to the cart. Okay, you can just define this type of alert. After then what you will do, you can just console log clg, that would be res.data. Okay, let me do it. So if you do it, then it's okay. So let me try it. Okay, let me refresh it again and try to add this. First time I'm just clicking here, add to cart, it says successfully added to cart. And if I try to again click here, it says already selected. So if you try to select this next one, it will say successfully added to the cart. Try to add again, already selected. So it's exclusively working perfect. So I hope you understand this, how I make it again, so that you can understand it properly. If you are not sure, then please review this video again and do this what I am just doing here. I am just making execute secure and call this, and then we'll define a, we'll set it to the this enrolled classes. After then we'll check if not users, then we'll just let them to please log in, and then here we will have make sure this coded to the working functionality. Okay, I hope you understand this. If you are not sure, please pause this video and make sure you are just okay with this. So you can just take a screenshot and try to exactly what I did it here. Okay, thank you.